Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Stacey preview show. My name is Jake, as always, and we're back for another preview of Lincoln City as we travel to Derby County on Tuesday night. I do apologise, there's not been too many previews over the last sort of month or so. Just found it difficult just to get these uploaded, but we are back now with a double game week, so that's exciting. But yeah, we are trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, as I always say on this channel. So please do make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Any sort of comments and support is massively appreciated. So I'll just talk a little bit about Bristol Rovers then before we get into the preview with Tom. Yeah, I mean, if you want to go and look at my in-depth thoughts on the game, then please go over and check out the West End Imp show that's been uploaded earlier. Either it was yesterday or today, depends on when I can get this out. But a really good 3 points, back-to-back wins for the first time in what feels like forever. And I thought creatively, I thought we were amazing. Defensively, didn't look like conceding a goal. And we're sort of marching towards those top 10 places in the league, which is really impressive. So fingers crossed we can get a result on Tuesday as well. Okay, so to help me preview the game against Derby County, I've enlisted the help of a good friend of mine, Tom, who's a Derby fan, and I spoke to him earlier this week, and here is what he had to say. Right, we're joined by Scotland cricket legend Tom Gregory. Tom, how you doing, mate?
Good, mate. Very good. You?
Yeah, good to see you, mate. Right, talk to me about Derby County then this season. Been pretty good, hasn't it, from an outsider's point of view? Fourth in League One. Not a great Saturday this week, but overall pretty good under Paul One.
Started slowly under a senior, with struggle at the start of the year. Now we've got the takeover sorted and everything's clean and and nice. Definitely under Warm, we're a very, very different side to the one we were at the start of the season.
Yeah, how are you finding life under Paul One then? Obviously coming in from Rotherham, where he's won promotion upon promotion out of this division. How are you sort of acclimatising to his style of play?
It's different football to what I'm used to as a Derby fan, definitely. It's a lot more direct, a lot more nasty maybe than what you would expect from what I've come to expect from a Derby side. McLaren and Rossignol and a lot of these other managers, Koku, play very nice football, total football, and it is different now. But I think you've got to trust that Warren knows what he's doing, and that he knows how to get out of the league. So you've got to try and trust that.
And a pretty good transfer window that's just gone. Talk to us a little bit about the lads that have come in.
We've got there's a young lad from Norwich, Springett. So he's sort of left side. He can play left back or winger. I don't think anybody we've signed. I think Warren was very happy with the 11 we had. We've never all year we haven't really had a problem with 1 to 11. It was that depth that we've seriously been lacking after the youth teams started to struggle during all the takeover, and there wasn't the money being pumped into it, so we didn't have those players coming through like we did before. So we struggled a lot with the depth off the bench. The 11 was always pretty good. It was just when we had injuries that would be a problem. So Spring coming in, we needed a left back. So we don't really have a recognised left back properly. So yeah, he's come in and he made the goal, kept the ball in, made the second goal at Port Vale away a few weeks ago, and then Harvey White from Spurs and set piece specialist as far as I'm aware. Again, hasn't started, but he's come on and looked handy enough in both games he's come on.
Right, and we'll talk about yesterday then, falling to defeat at the hands of Wycombe Wanderers. Was it a deserved defeat, did you think, a 3-2 loss?
It's always tough, very, very tough to go there. They know how to pick up results at that level. And we started slowly. They got the goal. It was a bit of a lucky goal, sort of deflected straight into Vokes, who scored. After that, as they do normally, sort of sit back a little bit more, sort of invite the pressure on. And we had to work really, really hard for the goal we scored. So it was very disappointing after getting it back to 1-1, sort of with momentum. It was very disappointing to concede a very soft goal from a corner. And then once you get 3-1 down, it's always going to be very tough from there to come back. Got pulled one back late on, but they saw the last 5 minutes out very, very comfortably, really. I wouldn't say necessarily deserve to lose, but we certainly didn't deserve to win it.
Yeah, I think Wycombe might claim that as justification for when you relegated them into League One a couple of years ago. Obviously, there's the game coming up on Tuesday night that you're well aware of. We'll take you back to Central Bank in September when we battered you by 2-0. Derby were pretty woeful that night. What did you make of that event?
It was like I was saying, we're a very, very different side to the one that played right at the start of the season. We really, at the start of the year, we were really struggling to score goals, and that's something that's certainly changed in more recent games. Now we don't necessarily play the best football, but we're very effective at what we're doing. We've got good players at that level. I don't think McGoldrick even played or came off the bench. I think he was coming back from injury, and I think he came off the bench in the first Lincoln game. But I mean, McGoldrick is honestly one of the best footballers I've seen at Derby, and we're in League One. So it was a very that was an awful game for me. It couldn't be. Living in Lincoln as a Derby fan, it couldn't have been a lot worse. But we played poorly. We didn't really look like we were ever going to score. I think we missed a couple of. I think it was Barkeza missed an absolute sitter at 1-0. But other than that, I don't think either side necessarily deserved to win it. But we certainly weren't the better side. Bit of a dodgy penalty in there at the start as well. But
I don't know what you're on about, Tom. It was a pretty much nailed on penalty on Jack Diamond. What would it mean to you then if Derby weren't to get any points out of Lincoln this season? You'd be pretty mortified, wouldn't you?
It wouldn't. Yeah, it would not be good. I wouldn't enjoy that. No.
Well, fingers crossed.
Lincoln, yeah.
Fingers crossed then. So on to Tuesday night then. What are you expecting from Lincoln now that they've picked up back-to-back wins as well?
I think it's going to be a very, as Lincoln normally are, tough to beat. They're not going to give you a lot. I think it all depends on that first goal for me. I think if we're playing very well at home at the moment. We're playing very well at the moment. If you ignore that Wycombe result, we are playing very well. And I think if we were to score in the first sort of 10, 15, 20 minutes, I could see 2 or 3-0, but I could also very much see 1-0 the other way. If it gets to 60, 70 minutes, I think that's where we'd start to struggle a little bit more. I think we'll probably, as Lincoln normally do, we'll dominate the ball and, we'll have 25,000 fans behind us. But they start to get very frustrated, especially, no disrespect to Lincoln, but the smaller teams. It is frustrating when you're playing at home and not dominating it. Fans are used to playing teams bigger than Lincoln. But I think I'm expecting a very tight game, and probably I want to say 1-0 or 2-0 Derby is what I'll go for.
Oh, so you're brave then. You're brave. Well, thanks for coming on, Tom, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, good to be on.
And that wraps up another episode of the Stacey West Preview Show. So thank you for Tom for coming on. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, until Pompey at home, we'll see you later. Up the Imps.